Right, a board change today. So this is a Milwaukee battery, if anybody doesn't recognise it. And a few people have asked me over the past few days for a video changing the board on one of these. So I'm going to do an updated one so you don't have to search through all the old ones. And what we're going to do is take this off. We're going to desolder these bits here, unscrew that, pop this off, put a new one on. Simple as that. So we'll get going then. So there's a couple of screws on the top. They are a smaller head than the case, so bear that in mind. If you've only got one bit, you need a couple of bits. So we'll pop these off, and then we'll crack on with the soldering bit. So there's a couple of screws, as I say. One of them is here, almost hidden if you like, in the top bit there. So that's both of those out. Now there's a couple of bits we need to do before we get onto these desoldering bits, which are these two bits on the end. So these are spot welded on. So what I do, I'm not going to be reusing this board, so don't really care if there's any damage or bending, if you like, to these. I put a precision screwdriver just under here and basically work those welds off. Just turn it left and right until it pops. That's it. So repeat that both sides, just like this. And I'm going to try and show you everything as near to real time as possible without boring you too much, just in case anyone is using this as a step-by-step. So that's those. So the next bits, there are 4 of these. So this is a little bit of solder flux just going on, and that's going to help me desolder these in a second. So what I've done is popped it on those 4 areas, and as I go, I'm going to be trying to hold something here, like the screwdriver, put some upward pressure on it while desoldering. So you kind of need 3, 4, 5 hands sometimes. Now what you've got to be careful of is that screwdriver is metal, and you don't want it touching the track on the left and the track on the right, because you'll get a spark at the best. It could get worse. So what I'm doing here, you can hopefully see, is I'm trying to force it up while heating these up. Now they come up a little bit. I'm basically lifting it up as far as I can there. Then I'm going to turn it around to the other side and do those, and then I'm going to come back and just get that last little bit off here. So basically bent that side upwards. This one, now we've got a little bit more room. I could probably use my hand there. And don't forget the little sensor down here, so you kind of have to dig that out. So take that cap off it and then find the sensor. If you've got a fake battery, a replica battery, this might just be sticking out the edge and not down here. There you go. So just make sure that is loose and it'll pop out. Okay, so we'll crack on with these 2. So 2 more on this side, and I can kind of hold the board now. Then we should be able to heat that up and then pop that out. And we'll try both sides. There we go. And as I'm not reusing this board, like I mentioned, I'm using that larger end on the soldering iron just to get as much heat there as I can. Right, and as I mentioned, these ones didn't come all the way off, so we'll go back, heat them up, and let them pop out. And if you can't get it on top, just touch underneath, that'll heat it and pop it out. There we go. So that's the board off. Nice and simple. What we're going to do is just clean this up a little bit before we put the new one on. And the reason I'm doing that is just to make it easy on the way back in. So the solder that's stuck on these legs will basically be making it wider. So when you try and put that new board on, these are not really going to fit easily through the holes. So I just remove it like that, really. Bit of solder wick, and just be really careful where you put that, because if that touches, again, the track next to it, you're going to get a spark, etc. So you don't want to do that. So that's that. I'm going to do that on both sides. You may have some that are worse than others and you want to concentrate on. This one, though, isn't too bad. There's a couple of bits you can probably see just on the top there. And also, you don't have to use wick. You could just smooth them out, and then that'll basically be tinning those legs, which will aid you on the way back in. So that's those done. So we're going to move now to putting the new board on. So that, as you can see, is all ready, all prepped. Now, a couple of those legs are slightly out. So what I like to do at this point, you can see hopefully a little hole on the silver bit there, just below where I'm touching. So I like to poke them through, get them set and solid if you can. Sometimes they just pop out though, so it's not always as easy as it looks, like that one there. So as long as they're in a close vicinity to where you're putting them, it's fine. So we'll grab the new board, and you can see at the end here this plastic lip. Now there's also a couple of little holes here, and these allow you to line this up perfectly. So there's a couple of pegs that come up, if you like, out of the casing, and the lip at the front goes over the edge of them, if you like, and you'll see that here. So you can only really get this in one way unless you force it in another way. So you line those little pins up and you can then push it down. So it's really simple. And once you're in a good position there and you've got all of the metal legs in around all these connectors, you then screw it down. So generally these boards come not too bad actually in terms of tolerances, and they all fit fairly well. Occasionally I've had a few that I've had to bend one of these legs slightly diagonally to fit in, but this one doesn't look too bad. You can see here these will all nicely go in those holes. Then we can screw it down, then it'll be nice and solid and we can start soldering. So just get this in position. It's quite key that you do this before you start soldering and before you start screwing it in, of course, because if something's out of line and you screw it down tight, it's going to be difficult to get that back in. So all I'm doing is playing around a little bit here, pushing them into the right position like that. So that's what I'm after, something like that. And then you can grab your tiny screw. There we go. Grab a little screwdriver, and again, this is where you need a few hands, because if I let go there, that's just going to pop up. Now, this is the annoying bit, isn't it? So, magnetize it a little bit, and we'll see if we can hold on to this with one hand. There we go. Right, this is the main one. As soon as you get this in, you can then start working with it, and you don't have to worry so much. So, get that a good angle there, pop it down. There we go. So now it's going to be fairly solid. So then you can get the other one in at the top. And don't forget this one. If you imagine you're using your battery, you know, you always put it on a charger, you put it on a tool, you put a lot of pressure there, and that kind of bends that bit around. I've seen some replicas with that screw missing, and this is just floating around. Not good. So there we go, all screwed down. So the next bit, hopefully it's obvious to everybody, is going to be the soldering. Now you can go in whatever order you want to. You could do the two at the top and bottom, if you like, the positive and the negative, which is the bottom left and the top right, or as I do here, I focus on these four. So I connect the board up first, and this is basically to the middle 6 cells. No reason for doing this, good or bad. Now I use a couple of soldering irons at this point. You could just use a couple of different ends. I use the smaller one here for the 4 in the middle, and then at the end ones I actually use solder paste and that larger one, and I'll show you that when I get to it. And you do need that for that extra heat. Now, here we go. So as I'm installing it, I say I use the smaller one, less chance of damaging anything at this point. And all we're going to do is carefully go over all 4 of these, heating them up and popping this down. And I'm trying to make a seal all the way around there. Nice, perfect joint, not a dry joint, nothing that's going to come off. Now I'll go back a couple of times, not quite happy with that. And I'm showing you the whole thing here, not just jumping to, there's the end result. So where I've done it badly, I'll show you I've done it badly. So just a little bit more on there. Heat that up, spread it around, and that looks good. So that's not going anywhere. So we'll move on to the next one. And this is the one that's nearest to other components as well. So I always, with this one, try and be a little bit more careful. And bear in mind with your left hand here, what you're touching and what you're not. You don't want to touch anything else that could short anything at this point. So just the area you're working on. Right, next 2. And this might be really simple for some, but others have asked for a updated version of this, if you like. So I'm just trying to show you it again, so people don't have to hunt. There we go. Then we'll do this final one in the corner here. Just heat a bit of solder up there, tin the end, and then crack on. Right. So again, all we're doing is just sealing that joint over there, so that we're properly connected to the board then. There we go. If you haven't done this before, just have a good practice at soldering before you start doing this sort of thing. You'll find it's much easier when you've got a bit of a knack for it, if you like. Right, so next bit. There's only a couple of them left, which is good, and that's these two ends. Now, as always, I use solder paste for this stuff. You could spot weld these down, but what I like to do, just to make sure that these are not coming off, is put some solder paste on it. So I make a nice connection all over those ends, and I'm really happy that it's not going to come off then. And all you're trying to do is flatten these down, basically. Now this one feels slightly up, so what we're going to do is probably 2 layers. So I put a base layer on like this, which is basically going to bring the height up a little bit of the ground, if you like. So you'll see what I mean there. What I'm going to do is heat this up. I'm going to push my little precision driver on the plate there at the back, heat all of this up, and you can see it basically covers out everything apart from that plate in a second. And that's what I mean by bringing the levels up, if you like, or the layers. So this really nicely spreads out when you heat it up, turns to solder. Now that probably would hold, but I'm not particularly happy there. I want to get the top bit right the way over that bottom bit. So you see we've brought that layer up. All I want to do now is make sure the top bit is smoothed over as well. So if you're better than me at this, you probably won't need to mess around. You would have done it in one. But what I'm going to do is pop a little bit on here. Just make sure the two are connected and that it's not going anywhere. So again, pushing down, because as you heat it up, it's probably going to melt that base layer. Pop that on here. You can see it heats up then on top of the connector as well, and then it'll join like that. So that's pretty good. Happy with that. So when that cools, I'm fairly happy that isn't going to go anywhere. There you go. Okay, so same on that final side. Just here. So pop a bit on here, and probably do the same again in 2 sorts of layers. Sometimes it works perfectly well and just covers the whole thing, and it's probably down to my method where it takes 2 shots. So you can see here again, the lower one is basically coming up to the height of that top one, and then I'm going to go over it again and just connect the 2. There we go. And that is connected a little bit there. Again, you could just leave it at that, but I'd just rather make sure this isn't going to come off. So pop a bit more on there, hold it down, and then smooth the whole thing over. Here we go, and that's right the way across the top then. So that isn't going to go anywhere. So don't worry about what that looks like, you know, a couple of splodges if you like. This is all going to be internal, but I'd rather it look like that than it was at risk of coming off. So you can see there, that's well covered that end, and this one basically invisible, it's that covered. There we go. So that's basically the end. So we've done all those connectors, all 6 of them there. We've got the board down, and we should be good to go. So these are tight, these are on, nothing's coming off, screws are on, and the battery works, look. So that is exactly what we wanted. So done all that, change the board, we'll get it back in the case, and this one will be good to go. We'll give it a balance, everything else at the end. But that's how you do a board change, really simple, really. Not too much to it, and I get these from AliExpress, so I do get asked that quite a lot. Don't have a link because it changes so often on there, but there we go.